Well, this situation's a bit unusual because in the conversations I've had with Stan, he's not sure Calvin's not number one. He just got into a situation where, right now the coach has got flavors, favors lemonade and strawberry, is not sure on grape, and there's not a lot of difference between them. Their statistics are very similar. The issue that I had with it was it didn't make sense to me when you could have sent Ingram down. Now they got Calvin through waivers, so that worked out okay. But if you look at Calvin's, there's so many factors that come into winning. We've heard it for 2 years. Every time Calvin's in the net, everybody says the guys play better because they love him, because they want him to succeed. Now that shouldn't be the case, but it appears to be the case. He's a glue, figure in the dressing room. Draisaitl texted posted on Instagram within seconds of him clearing waivers, maybe the best teammate we've all ever had. You can't deny the value of that when you get down a couple of games in the playoffs. Now, so I looked at it and talked to Stan. He's 9-2 in the playoffs. Do we forget? These guys have never had much playoff success. Ingram hasn't hardly played in the playoffs. His last 3 games starting to come around. First star against Winnipeg, played really well. In his last 3 games, I think he was 9.5 save percentage, thereabouts. So you start looking at it and say, geez, he seems to be coming around at a time when the team started to play better, which they didn't do in Winnipeg. How many games has a goalie stolen for this team this year? Might be that only game. I'm not sure. There may be a couple of others. So it didn't, so what we did is you got to evaluate. This is the same thing that Connor McDavid had to go through in the summer in a different context. He said candidly he wants to play with his friends and win, right? So he would have had to evaluate the probability of that. I think he probably would have came to the conclusion it's not top shelf. It's maybe okay. We've been there twice, not as strong as we were last year. But then you have to go to the other side of the equation and say, okay, well, if I'm not going to sign in Edmonton, where else? There's 24 teams boxed right out of the game because they're not winning. And then there's some with cap issues. It's not easy. So when Calvin went on waivers, we decided, do we talk to another teams? Do we rush it? Well, no, we don't, because ultimately he has a great relationship with the people here. He's had success here. And everybody thinks there's not enough differentiation between the 3 of them to suggest any other place is a good place to go, right? So we talked about it. Calvin's pretty level-headed about it. And, this is not something that's unfamiliar to him, It might break another guy. It'll just motivate him. And I just said to him simply, when he went off for his break and I went off for mine, I just said, let's do lunch during the playoffs because he'll be here. And I say that with conviction because I have 47 All-Star Game appearances, 6 Vezina trophies, 2 league MVPs, 1 Norris Trophy, 3 Conn Smythe trophies, and 82 Stanley Cup rings won by guys who have waived and cleared, were bought out, or never drafted. I know my players. I think Stan knows this player. I think that they're not sure what to do in the blue paint. And Calvin's more likely to play here and have playoff success than anywhere else. So he'll do what he has to do. He's done it in the past, and I don't think there's any doubt. But, there's lots of conversations about it. It's disappointing for him, obviously, because I don't know there's not enough evidence that says, yes, the other guys are better. Which one of them has won? Collectively, they haven't won 9 games in the playoffs, have they?
Well, no. Jari's only ever played 8 playoff games.
But that's the issue, is because you have to go sometimes a little, and I think that the culture thing is so big, right? These guys knew the last 2 seasons when Calvin went into a big game, when their season was in really tough shape, they know what he did. He delivered.